Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman. This show is produced and brought to you by True Psychics Network. If you haven't been to TruePsychicsNetwork.com, I encourage you to check it out today. Well, not during showtime, but later. After show. If you're watching this live, you have the ability to chat with others who are also viewing the show live. But don't feel left out. Even if you're watching this show recorded, I appreciate all the viewers. So just know that if you ever have a chance to catch the show live on a Tuesday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, you will be able to chat with others and also with me because I can see the chat room. So you can leave comments or questions and I'd be happy to address them. So, wow, here we are, 2015. It's been 2 weeks since my last show. I ended up taking a break for the Holy Days season. It wasn't planned at first, but these things just work out that way. So you just kind of go with it, right? And so I thought, I could still do it and give some messages and just, yeah, didn't work out that way. It's all right. I'm back. All right. So as it gets settled in here, I'm sure many of you may have felt that the beginning of this year, I woke up on January 1st feeling energized. I mean, the shift in the energy is very intense. From one year to the next, and we're also changing numerology the year-wise, the number of the year, and we're going to talk about that in a few moments. But so it's just like you wake up and you feel so energized, or you can feel terrible. It's just it's all part of that spiral of awakening and development. And because you can feel great one day and then completely terrible the next day and wonder what's going on, and you haven't done any drastic changes to your diet and lifestyle, so you can wonder what's going on. We'll just know that it's just the energies. It's the energies. The energies of the universe changing and evolving constantly with us. And so, my pups are at it. So, I've missed every one of you, and thank you so much. I've missed each of you in chat, the regulars who show up every week. So, thank you so much. I've missed you too. All right, let's get to it. So, the daily numerology, we use the complete date. So it is January 6, 2015. I talked a few moments ago about how 2015 is a different vibration. 2014 was a number 7 year, very spiritual. Many people probably last year stepped into your spirituality. So hold on just one moment. Hey! I'm doing a show here. Do you mind? Thank you. Okay, sorry. Say hi, Ty. Ty and Gracie. Mama Gracie beside me. All right. Apologize about that. All right. They were getting louder than me. I couldn't hear myself. 2014 was a 7 year, highly spiritual. A lot of us worked on ourselves, right? We took the time to work on us and made a lot of progress. You really have. Now, 2015 is a number 8 year. How do we get the number 8? To take 2015. 2 plus 0 is still 2. Plus 1 is 3. And 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 is a very, very spiritual number. 8 is very angelic, upper vibration, infinity. However, we are those that's been working on your spirituality, and a lot of us have. If you're watching this show, you have. If you don't care, you wouldn't even be interested in shows like this. So you have come a long way. You're going to reap the rewards this year and continue on with the development. But you're those that like to want the validation and clarification of your progress, and we all like to do that, right? We all like to make sure that we're on the right path and get the validation of such. This is what you're going to get. We're going to get that this year. So it's going to be a great, great year. All right, so January 6th, 2015, the day today, or the number for today. So January is a 1, the day is a 6, and then of course we know the year already is an 8. So 1 plus 6 plus 8. So you can take the 1 plus 6, which is a 7, and then the year number is 8. 7 plus 8 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So today energy is a number 6 vibration. A 6 vibration in an 8 year. And also too, whatever your personal number is to see how it all comes together. There isn't any separation. It really does all come together and vibrate beautifully. So the personal number 6 for today, responsibilities, most probably at home but also at work or in the spotlight today. You're a source of emotional strength for others. Open your heart and let your love and friendship counsel your loved ones or anyone who is in need of attention. It will be returned to you later. Today is also a good time to get in touch with those you haven't talked to in a while. And this is a good day for financial gains. Number 8's a good money number. Number 8 is. For those, and I don't want to say who like to gamble, because that's terrible energy there, but if you have some important contract to sign to make money, or a lot of people, just the number 8 is a very good money number. Keep that in mind. All right, so not just in numerology, also in the Chinese believe that as well, Chinese numerology. So it's all about harmony. So this is going to be a very good, you're going to see things change this year in regards to that. And it's not just, personal, and it is about abundance, but what I'm saying is it's not just so focused on money. It's abundance in every way possible. All right, so that's what we mean by that. All right, so speaking of numerology, Jane Alton, who is a UK numerologist, she is the number 1 UK numerologist. She almost every day, her daily insight, a numerology message, is posted in the True Psychics Network magazine. Just go to the TPN or TruePsychicsNetwork.com website and click on the numerology. On the magazine page, and then that will open up for you. So I apologize. Get back grounded. Had such a powerful meditation this morning. Those worried if whether I was going to be back in my body in time. So I'm still grounding, wiggling my toes. I'm grounded. Okay. So, and then when you feel spirit move around you too, come in and your guides, and it's just like, wee. Go play with the angels and the fairies and the fays and all the upper vibration beings. So, okay, let's come back down. All right, so you find that on the True Psychics Network magazine, Jane Alton's daily numerology, as well as updates on upcoming shows and any articles that any members would like to share. You can find that as well. So we're happy to announce the results of True Psychics Network's annual charity event. Each member was voted for, and the member of the year is you, the viewers, whether it's TV or radio, just fans of True Psychics Network. The votes are in, and Jeremy Ryden is the True Psychics Network Member of the Year for 2014. Each member chose a charity, and his particular charity was Mission 25. So he won the voting. So his charity Mission 25 received the money that was raised. And the money that was raised for 2014 from True Psychics Network was $225. So thank you everyone that had donated. Very, very appreciative. And please know that even though the voting is closed until November of this year, we still collect, True Psychics Network still collects the any money that's donated for this event. So it just sits all year and waits until the following January to be awarded to the charity of the year. So really excited about that. Mission 25 does a lot of work in the United States. So you could check that out. It's mission25usa.com is the website if you want to see what they do. But and the members chose a lot of excellent charities this year. So or 2014. So we're really pleased, and hopefully we could raise a lot of money one year that we can share it with just not the member of the year, but maybe the top 2, the top 3 people that had the most votes. We could kind of share it with more than a couple of charities. So wouldn't that be great? All right. The weekly horoscopes are ready. They are channeled by the lovely musical psychic Reverend Pamela Cummings. So see what your musical message is for this week. And that's on the horoscope page of TruePsychicsNetwork.com. This changes every Monday. Each member has a shot each week of channeling some messages. And you really see the uniqueness and individuality of the members come through with the horoscope messages. So check it out. It's really great. I enjoy mine. So the Capricorn message. So kind of right in line with the number of the day and with everything. So it's beautiful how it all comes together in harmony, isn't it? So that's what it's all about. All right, so I take a deep breath. Whew. Well, see, we have, it's just started to snow like right before the show, like 20 minutes. We have snow flurries. It's very cold. The Connecticut viewers know exactly what I'm talking about. It's I think a high 15 degrees right now where we are in southeast Connecticut, and it just started to snow. Got the flurries there, got the snow the last 20 minutes. So snow always gets me excited. I'm like a little child when I see snow. It doesn't matter, you know. Some people dread it because they have to go shovel it, and I don't care. You know, go outside and have fun while get snow blowers to protect your physical overexertion. But if you can't, then have a whole team doing it. One person shouldn't overstress themselves if they have to snow shovel. But there is a great technology now to help you with that. But just sitting inside looking at the snow. What is the snow? What is your response to snow? And for me, it's just so energizing. And let's think about this for a moment. Isn't it odd how rain, and if it's too much rain, we'll sit there and look out the window at the rain, and it just kind of puts you into a meditative state. Some people feel depressed, right? Some people feel, just it's a good day just to read. I don't want to go anywhere. Just want to do a lot of inward work. Snow is still rain, but in a different form. But yet it's a complete opposite response for me, whereas it's like rain, I just want to stay inside, do some journaling, do some spiritual inward type of work, and then snow is like, I'm so excited, I want to go play in it, I want to go out, I don't care, wait, let's go outside. It's totally outward type of feeling to go embrace it, and so it's but yet it's still water energy, just in different forms. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Things we like to ponder. Anyway, all right. So, sorry, my nose itches. Seems to every showtime, doesn't it? Who's tickling my nose? All right. So the crystal message for this week is very, very beautiful. I hope I say it correctly. I will type it into the chat too, and I will spell it for those who are watching this on a replay because you won't be able to see the chat. All right, but the crystal and gemstone for the week is the I hope I'm saying this correctly too, the Chohua Jasper. Y'all can correct me because I can butcher any word. Anyway, it's CHOHUA Jasper. Okay, you should Google this or check online search, type this in. It's very beautiful. It's white and black type of jasper. It's, just very impressive piece. Now, this jasper stimulates the heart. It promotes the fire energy in the body and enhances vitality and love. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. All jaspers. See, all I gotta do is think about jasper and I'm grounded. There we go. Jasper is very grounding, but I love how it stimulates that sacred heart center. All right, where your soul is, that sacral fire. That's very nice. And that's something that we need to make sure we ignite all year long, especially through winter. When people get the depression, the seasonal depression, they're not grounding themselves. They're not accessing that inner fire for the balance, to complete balance. So, yeah. Just why balance is the key here. And it's going to be the key through this whole show. And what balance means to you. All right, so the power animal message, I was quite, I don't know, kind of, what is your first, now say response or reaction to jellyfish? Jellyfish is the power animal that came in today with the message, or for this whole week, I should say. So jellyfish, most people's reaction is probably like, ew, I don't like getting stung by jellyfish at the beach. But you know what? Every living being has a message, has a purpose as well, has a purpose on this earth plane, and they bring powerful messages and tools for our spiritual growth and development. So jellyfish represents the sensitivity to water energy and emotions. All right, so maybe those that go through seasonal depression during wintertime need to sit and communicate a little bit more with that jellyfish energy. Waiting for good things to arrive with patience. Yeah, I said the P word. Patience. Understanding the value of floating. Excuse me. Woo! Right. Understanding the value of floating through emotional turbulence. Floating through emotional turbulence. So when there's a struggle, what happens? Isn't the natural reaction that fight or flight? I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight. You're going to go against the tide, go against the current. You're going to fight the current. How about we be still and go with the flow? Just go with it. Go with that flow, see where it takes us, because what seems turbulent is actually and what we say is like turbulence and discord, that it's almost like a death. We get through this, whatever's uncomfortable, and we come out on top. It's like a rebirth, and you come out much better than what you thought. So here you are in this turbulence, so to speak, and you try to fight against or swim because you want to go over here, all right? But instead, the universe really says, no, that's not the best place for you. You really need to be over here. So if we stopped fighting with that current and just let it take us where we need to go, and we'll find out that we're in a much better place than we ever thought. So jellyfish is a great representation for that. All right. The proper use of flexibility, being flexible, going with the flow, right? And the ability to become untangled from the webs of peril in life. So when you think about how easy a jellyfish can just get... Can you put it in a net? I think it depends on what type of net and how big the holes are in the net. But it can really... It has the ability to shape, shift, and form, get through that. It's like pushing jelly. Through a net. Anyway. Pretty cute. Huh? So it's very important to You know, these power animals that come through, like I said, every one of them have a very powerful message for us. And it's not just the ones that we like to think of. Oh, you know, the panther, the jaguar, the real powerful type of animals. Every animal has a message for us, including insects, you know, and the ones that creep you out. But it's why does that particular animal creep you out? What thought of it is it? Do you have a memory of that to justify the thought? And if you don't, then you really have to sit with, is this past life, or is this somebody else's impression that projected onto me? Did somebody in the family not like this particular animal? You know, so is it yours or is it someone else's, pretty much? And just sit with that, because they all have beautiful messages for us. And if you haven't already maybe gotten a animal totem oracle deck, you don't have to get tarot, you can get oracle, because they're very, very beautiful messages, the oracle cards. Get a power animal oracle deck or the book. I love Ted Andrews' Animal Speaks is really nice, but there's not every animal in here as well, and I do believe he may have left out some insects. But another good one too, besides Ted Andrews, is Stephen Farmer. He's another good one. I have his oracle cards, and so just whatever resonates with you, you know, that just resonates with me, but you might find some that resonate better with you. And so it's, let me see. Yeah, see, I have Stephen Farmer's messages from your animal spirit guides. And these are great. And so with the difference with the oracle cards is that these are messages in themselves. You don't have to be a tarot reader, or, you know, because some people may think, oh, well, I don't know how to read cards. Well, then stay away from the tarot decks. All right, that include the minor or major arcanas. Just oracle cards give this beautiful message. And so it's like you're asking your guides, you're communicating, and they give the message immediately to you. So with oracle cards. So check those out if you haven't already. Very, very inspiring. You know, so when I give messages for others, I just channel. I'll tune in, but I love to sit with tarot and oracle cards. Just for myself, for validation. Just it's a fun tool to access, just like crystals and gemstones, and there are a lot of other psychic tools. There's a lot. And so it's very, very nice. So let's see. Oh, I'm reading somebody's. Okay, they had a problem trying to understand the mandala deck I got an oracle deck and love them. Yes, you know, there's some, I have chosen somewhere I like the artwork, but it's hard to work through. And so it's like, all right, then you're guided to another deck and you like that so much better. Something that you wouldn't even think about. So I know we kind of like to read, you know, look at the artwork, read the packaging, kind of see if you can. It depends where you get your cards from, like when you just order them. You can ask your guides, guide me to the right deck, and they will. All right, go with that first impression if you're ordering online. Now, if you're in a New Age shop, and a lot of the New Age shops now have a deck that's open, so you can actually thumb through each card and see how that feels, and if you know that's what's right for you. And if not, then you just keep looking. But yeah, I know I have a lot of decks, and you have your favorite ones, you know, so it's all right. All right, so the topic today is, what is healing? I decided to go through this, even though we talk about healing a lot. What specifically is healing? All of us, I'm sure, have an idea of what healing is, what healing means to us, and so that kind of thing. So I will just actually start off with this segment with an article I wrote in the fall, October 2014. Everyone that's on my mailing list, my email list from my website, whitesagewoman.com, had received this, but I will go over this. It's really great to review. And everyone that takes any type of healing online courses with me, you receive this article as well. So, what is healing? So, personally, with my personal experience, in my early 20s, I was getting headaches, which progressed over the years to severe migraine attacks. I'm talking severe. I had stroke-like symptoms. I scared an EMT because I had an attack in public in front of an EMT. And she, just kind of looked at me. I was like, no, I know what's happening. I know I just need to get home. Quickly, I have a 20-minute time frame. I knew what I had before I lost some of my body functions. I said, I have a 20-minute time frame. I am 10 minutes away from home. No playing. I got to get home right now. And I scared her. And so she had gotten my number. We kept in touch because she checked on me the next day because she was just really scared. And I explained to her, I said, I lose vision in an eye. All right. How my first sign used to be, I would get tingling sensations all up and down my arms. I mean, really, there's no ignoring it. It's not like how your arm falls asleep and you get pins and needles. It's a different type of pins and needles. So that was my indication. I got 20 minutes. And I got home in time before I lost vision. They call it like little white spots, really. You're not losing vision. It's a whiteout. You can't see. And sometimes it happens in one eye. Sometimes it used to happen in both eyes. I actually would get confused and can't speak. This is where people would think you're in a stroke. Having a stroke. And it was total shutdown. And I would just have to go lay down in a dark, quiet room for 48 hours. 24, the pain, and then the pain would kick in. Terrible, terrible in the head. And, either in the front, in the back, it didn't matter. My whole head throbbed. And sometimes it would trigger my ears. So then, it just shoot me now. That's how I felt. I'm sure a lot of us felt this way. Maybe not headaches, but I'm just saying a pain that you're just like, please. So 24 hours, then it was over. But then the following 24 hours was that I called migraine hangover. You slowly had to regain all your senses again. There was still a little bit. It's like when you look at something and your vision blurred or dragged, So it took a good 2 days. Well, it got to one point in time where I was having them every other day. I really wasn't recovering. All right. My doctors had me on anti-seizure medicine. The strongest that there was, the highest dosage they could give me. And migraine and pain relieving medications for as soon as one came in, take a pill. No matter how many doctors I went to or how many medications they tried, I kept getting worse and worse. So I did what a lot of people do in my situation. When you get tired, you've had enough. Nothing's working. What am I doing wrong? After suffering from migraines for about 10 years, I started investigating alternative medicine. I also changed my diet to a healthier one that included the consumption of more just fresh produce and increased my protein intake. Because what was happening is that in my 20s, there's a lot of emotional. And then, you get married and you have kids. And I was so focused on my sons when they were younger. Their well-being. My husband was out to sea a lot. So my focus was on taking care of my kids. I would literally forget to eat. I was depriving my body of the nutrients that it needs. All right? And sometimes we all do that. I don't have time for this. Well, you got to take time for you. You really do. Before something happens that puts you down. All right? So when I first started using natural remedies, the results I got was not very dependable or stable. Sometimes the alternative therapies I tried worked great, and other times it's hardly seem to work at all. So for the last 6 years, I hadn't taken any prescription or over-the-counter drugs. I got off of everything. It was with my doctor's consent to discontinue all my medications. We worked for a year, gave me a year step-down schedule, because I was on some pretty powerful drugs and just couldn't stop them cold turkey. And please note here, I'm not recommending for anyone to discontinue any of your medications without consulting and working with a doctor. And it took me 4 or 5 doctors before I found one that agreed to work with me. I said, I'm on this healing mission. I want off all these meds. And I only found one that agreed to work with me. The other's like, you're crazy. You're going to be right back here. And I'm like, no, I got to work on this. And I know mind, body, and soul. I had to work on it completely. I was determined. And this one doctor was like, okay, as we take you off these meds, you have got to increase taking care of yourself. All right? It's not stop and then do this. He wanted them to overlap. So I have been able to take care of not only my needs, my family's non-emergency health issues without the help of medical doctors. And please don't get me wrong here. I'm not against doctors at all. The emergency responders and the emergency care is very much needed and is very advanced. What I'm going to talk about here is maintenance and long-term maintenance, all right? And things that are minor and that we can take care of ourselves if we understand what's going on. Okay, I was taught these principles so that I could help others and apply them with positive results. What I discovered has blessed my life so much. This is why I want to share with everyone else, as much people as I can, whether it's through my healing practice and even just helping to educate. And so I will introduce you to some of the things that I have learned. I realized that the simple reason why my first experiences with alternative medicine failed to give me consistent results was that I was using natural remedies, but I was selecting them based on an allopathic mindset. What does allopathic mean? Allopathic means it's against the system and its approach, and it's the approach that modern medicine takes in treating most diseases. They treat the symptoms. In fact, I want you to listen and come on, there's a lot of these commercials out there. Listen to what they state, all these little warnings. And they're plainly stated in advertising for drugs. The narrator will say that the medication relieves the symptoms of ... Notice that they don't claim the drug cures the disease or heals. They only claim that it relieves some or all of the symptoms. So, have you ever stopped to think about that? Symptoms. Why are we treating the symptom? That's not the root trigger. A symptom is your body's alarm system saying something is going on. Pay attention. This is what's going on. That's all it is. Why are you going to treat the alarm? What's the problem? Brian, who's watching, you're a firefighter. Are you going to put the fire out, or are you going to just make sure the alarm's silenced? You got to go to the source of the problem. You got to put that fire out. You're not just going to silence the smoke detectors and walk away. You're not going to silence the alarm. You've got more work to do. All right? So I hope you can get it with that analogy. But and then with these medications for treating the symptoms, there's a long list of potential side effects. And some of them with that symptomatic relief. They're often worse than the original problem, aren't they? They're worse than the original problem. All right. So treating the symptoms is not the same as healing. It's not. After all, to heal means to make whole. Whole. Holistic. Healing isn't just about relieving symptoms of ill health. It's about restoring you to good health. Healing is being restored to a state where you feel physically, emotionally, you think clearly, have plenty of energy, and feel vibrantly alive. An allopathic, which is a symptom relieving mindset, could never restore you to health, even if you use natural remedies. Because natural healing differs from allopathic healing because it treats the person and not the disease, the dis-ease. The distinction may be subtle, but it is very important. I think you can see the difference now, right? That distinction. And here's why. Symptoms can be both signs that something is wrong and needs to be fixed, and methods that the body uses to cope with what's wrong. All right? So to understand this, let's use another analogy. Let's use an example of a plant that isn't getting enough water. The dry, withered leaves are a symptom of a lack of water. That's not the problem. It's merely the sign that a problem exists. But they are also a way for the plant to conserve the water it still has, which means that it's a coping mechanism the plant uses to try to survive. All right? No longer push. If it's dry and it needs some water, we're not going to feed the leaves. We're going to take care of the root system. It's a survival mechanism. You can't treat the withered leaves because they are in effect a symptom. You have to treat the plant by giving it the water that it needs. This removes the cause of the problem. Right? Let's get to the core of it. Here's something. This is cold and flu season. And I'm telling you, my family, if I don't have to watch TV. They got the TV on with sports or whatever, and the commercials come on, and they hear a commercial for any medication with colds and flus, they immediately are muting it because they don't want to hear it. They know what I'm going to say. I was like, so you know what happens when you start to feel a little ill and under the weather? That's your body releasing the toxins. Symptoms. Your body's telling you we have an issue. All right. So when you were actually infected and your body being sick, you probably didn't even notice because this is before symptom time. And the symptoms come now to flush. We're ready. We're going to flush it all out of your system. And we're like, oh my goodness, I don't have time to be sick. These are symptoms. And you want to go and treat the symptom? You want to stop and delay the process? Hello? This is why people can be sick for weeks and weeks and weeks. Be patient. It really does take 2 weeks to heal, no matter what method you choose. So why not just give ourselves this time to rest and relax? Unfortunately, most jobs, what happens? If you're out more than 3 days, they want a doctor's note. They want this, they want that, which means you have to go to the doctor. And that's what kind of puts us on this cycle. So my sons, they're working, they're like, okay, so they went to the doctor just to get the doctor's note, but they didn't take any of the medication. It was just so they could rest and give themselves the time, because they know. Why would you stop a fever? A fever burns off what's going on to a certain degree. Once it gets really high, you have to be careful. There is a cutoff point. But the thing is that, we're fighting against our own body, and we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't fight against our own body when our body's trying to release and get us feeling better, right? And that's why it's usually, okay, stop eating, drink lots of fluids, and help the body to continue to flush. And you'd be surprised. Dehydration is the number one problem for many health. Hi, baby. Hi. I was trying to remember the name of this book that I had read. So you have to give me a few moments, or it'll come to me later. But this one doctor wrote a book, and he was talking about dehydration, and it was such an eye-opener, because he said that, again, diabetes is not a disease on its own. It's a symptom. Guess what it's a symptom of? Dehydration. Think about that. All right, when your body gets completely dehydrated. And people don't realize this. Hold on, baby. Your claws are sharp. You can come say hi. And then high blood pressure. High blood pressure and diabetes is not a disease in itself. It is a symptom. It's the plant with the withered leaves. So you're going to try to treat the symptom instead of what the real problem is. All right. And so really check it out. It's all there. If we were to question. And I know it may seem like you have to fight. I absolutely recommend you work 50-50 with your doctor. You have to. And even if it means you having to find different doctors and switching doctors. And the same thing even with vets. All right. I can't tell you how many vets get, it's an ego. Oh my goodness. When I say, no, I'm not doing that. We're going to do this instead. All right. Let's work 50-50 here. I myself don't run to the doctor every time I have a cold or something is going on. So I'm not going to do that with my pets either. And it's not a pride or ego thing. It's because I'm practicing holistic professional and I'm constantly tuning in to everyone's needs. What your needs are, what my needs are, okay, and listening to that, listening to the body. And absolutely you can, that's true pet communication, when you can tune in and your pet will tell you, this is what I need. All right. And so you may find, some headbutting. You may find some now that realize that they're losing patience and they can't do this anymore. They have to shift. And we're educating ourselves and becoming smarter, and we understand how this whole process works now. And so they better jump on board or lose clients, right? So you can find the ones that are jumping on board and really want to work with you, because that's how it should be. It should be a partnership, not a dictatorship. No doctor, no healthcare professional, even in the holistic field. No one should say you do it this way and only this way and that's it. Back off, run. That's wrong. You can't give a blanket diagnosis and treatment plan, a cookie cutter one for each and every person, because we're all different and we're all unique. And we're going to react and respond different than the next person. So they can do all their studies that they want to do, which I'm sorry, a lot of them, how valid is it really? If the drug companies say, we don't like this test result, make it go away. We won't publish it. We won't do this. We won't do that. Yeah, it goes on. Trust me, you know what happens. All right. So in short, symptoms are only the effects of disease and they're not the cause. So there was a pioneer herbalist, Samuel Thompson, who said, it was quoted, "Remove the cause and the effect will cease." Unfortunately, the allopathic approach is frequently focused on treating the effect, not finding the cause and removing it. Focusing on treating symptoms can not only fail to fix what's causing them, it can actually make the person's health worse by interfering with what the body's trying to do to cope. What does it do? It strips. Look at these medications, strip and weaken your immune system. Your immune system is what's fighting to flush it all out, and you're going to hurt your immune system. And I tell you, there's some antibiotics that you need to be on. Antibiotics are only designed to be short-term use, never long. All right? And I always tell people you should be on a probiotic anyway. All right? Just to help you. Where is a big headquarters for your immune system? In your gut, in your intestines. This is why probiotics is very much needed. All right? Pro means for life. What does anti mean? Think about the words. Antibiotics. it's going to fight. It's going to kill every good and bad bacteria. So you're stripping and depleting your immune system. You're not helping your body to fight when you are taking away all of its healing abilities. And I hope that helps everyone to understand. So everyone should be on a probiotic because they're putting antibiotics in our food. All right, this is why we just have to be careful. And it's not to scare, it's to educate. Be aware. It's to be aware of what's going on. All right? Be aware. Focusing on treating symptoms can only fail to fix what's causing them. Right, I just said that. It can make people worse. Absolutely. This helps us understand why drugs have so many side effects. The symptom may be relieved, but the source of the problem remains unresolved. Thus, new symptoms and effects arise as the body continues to struggle with the real problem. So it still has to struggle with the real problem. Now it also has to deal with the side effect of this one medication. Then you go back to the doctor puts you on another medication, and there's another side effect. You see how it snowballs? And where people just feel like they're sick all the time. I'll tell you one of the most saddest thing, or the things that really fire me up sometimes, is our golden indigos. You know who our golden indigos are? People have heard of indigo children, the crystal children. Our golden indigos are our elders. Most of our elders now are drugged up. Are drugged. You can tell. Look in their eyes and it's glazed over. And they're still driving. That's most of them. And it's very scary. You talk to anyone that's over 60 or 70, and you know, hey, most of them are on multiple medications. Multiple. It's a market, people. All right, it's a way for Big Farm to make money, and they are sucking everyone dry. You know, it's a big business. It really is, and we've got to stand up and say no more. All right, now I'm not saying do away with all meds, because like I said, in emergency situations, in short term, they are very useful. It's when they get greedy and they want to try to recommend you're supposed to take this medications all the time. No. Synthetics is not, supposed to be a part of our daily routine or maintenance. All right? All right. Pain is a sign that something in the body has been or is being damaged or injured. Painkillers don't fix the damage. They merely interfere with the signals telling you that something is wrong. They silence the alarm. High blood pressure medications simply manage high blood pressure. They never cure it. The imbalances in the body causing the blood pressure to elevate are seldom addressed. I just did. Dehydration. Allergy medications ease allergy symptoms, but they don't stop you from having allergic reactions. Do they? No. Those are just a few examples. The bottom line is that allopathic approach is entirely focused on relieving the symptoms of disease, but generally ignores what a person needs to be healthy. Understanding that what you focus on, you expand. If you focus on treating disease, you are focused on disease, not on health. To build lasting health, you have to stop focusing on treating disease and start focusing on building the health. All right. That's why allopathic medicine shouldn't be called a healthcare system. It should be called a disease care system. Because sometimes disease care is necessary. It can temporarily stabilize the body when it's injured or seriously out of balance. Emergency situations, like I just said. But it shouldn't be confused with health care. It should never be maintenance and long term. All right? Natural healing is a true health care system, not a disease care system. The natural or naturopathic approach is to assist the body, mind, and soul with what it needs to be healthy and to maintain that good health. The prime directive for all healers and holistic professionals is, above all, do not impede the body's own healing ability. Do you know that all medical doctors are supposed to abide by that prime directive? But everything they do is totally against that prime directive. That's why we now have the naturopathic, the healers, and the holistic professionals who are listening and working for this prime directive, absolutely embracing it and know how important it is. I know how important it was in my own life to have that balance. You've got to. And not just taking care of one thing. Understand that mind, body, and soul is complete. It's who we are. We weren't taught that, though, were we? Our emotions, especially men, our emotions were never to be discussed, addressed, talked about. You know, how many of you were raised, and it doesn't matter if were male or female, were told, don't cry. Oh my gosh, I don't want to see you cry. Don't be such a baby. Don't be such a this. Don't be such a that. It's a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of weakness. Not at all. So now we were taught at a young age to shut that down, put that aside. Now you're running unbalanced as it is. All right, and then when we get sick, we can't completely heal ourselves because we're spinning off balance. And it's a fight we all have been dealing with for a very long time. And then finally we get to the point of, yeah, I'm done. There's got to be an easier way, and there really is. To stop fighting with ourselves so much and understanding and listen. Your body will communicate with you. It has just been ignored so long. All right, that we need to tune back in with the body and really listen. What do you need? What's going on? We do this when we're hungry. What are you hungry for? You know, what are you craving, or what are you hungry for? And what do you need? Your body will tell you what you need. All right. And I know that's a whole different subject with cravings. Sometimes it's good to listen to it as long as it's not an addiction. It turns into an addictive state with eating. Too much of something, or drinking, and too much of something, and that's not good for you. We had forgotten about moderation, right? In a supersize me type of society, moderation is always the key. It's not going from one extreme to the next, to avoiding this or supersizing me, overdoing it. You know, that's not the answer either. Balance. You know, you want to have fast food, you'll be okay. Just don't live off of it. Don't have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. But if you do it every once in a while, it's not going to kill you. You know, and if that's what your taste buds, or for whatever reason, you know, and it may sound kind of crazy, but sometimes we attach or associate fond memories with food and drink, don't we? All right. Holiday time is a great example here. How many of us, you know, well, our family makes this you know, type of dish, or we have this type of alcoholic beverage. We used to toast with this. And moderation doesn't mean you have to do it every meal or every time. All right, so just we got to get back to that, and to blessing our food. You know, you don't have to have a big production in blessing it either. And you don't have to have the whole family at the table for a blessing. You can do that yourself. And it's just taking your healing hands over your food, and you're blessing the food. You're being grateful for every produce that came out of the earth, every animal that has sacrificed. I should say just animals. It's plant too. They're all sacrificing for your health and well-being. Also, give thanks to any farmers. Give thanks to the chef. And the final thing I always like to say is that as my body consumes this is for my body's health and wellness, complete health and wellness. All right, and that whole gratitude. When you eat something that has been injected with gratitude, how can it not be healing? Right? So always just take that moment to be grateful for what you are eating and drinking. All right? And so, and know that what your body loves will crave more of it. And so I know that the shifting to drinking a lot of water was hard. I did that in my this was part of like in my 30s, in my late 20s to maybe early 30s. I pulled away from so much soda consumption and switched over to water. I couldn't drink just plain water, and it was like, oh, I have to put some lemon slice in there, which is really good. Fruit slice, that's also always welcomed. Then you find out too that a lot of us that had a hard time switching, we were switching to the time frame wise to tap water, or to maybe even bottled water, or something that still had fluoride in it. Now, how many of you can taste fluoride? Do you know we can sense it and we can know it, and it's like, I don't want to drink this. So it's getting the spring water or a reverse osmosis unit in your home. And most big water companies, you can rent a reverse osmosis system from. Water companies, like, I'm going to give examples like Culligan, or just any of the big ones locally by you should have reverse osmosis systems to rent. I suggest renting because they own the system and they'll take care of it and will replace the filters every year for free. If you just buy one, then you have to take care of maintaining it, and the filters are very expensive. So just know that, whatever your preference is okay. But so let me see some other your body does feel so much better when you just stop the soda consumption. And I know my sons had to go through that process, that teenage years where they go fight with you. But now they're in their 20s. They've completely just, they'll have it once in a while, but not like they did. So they're switched to hot tea, and they drink a lot of water, and and they can tell the difference in their bodies, and you should be able to too. So, I'll take a sip too. I will do that too. Let me just have a sip of soda, and then you realize it's like, ew, it's not even good. It's not like you used to. It was so delicious, and now it's like, ugh. All right, I know we're not really running out of time. I can have this show as long as I want, but I want to finish up here because we're not quite done. All right. The blocks for healing. We already know what some of the blocks are, or what the problem is, and that's, treating the symptoms. But there's other blocks for completely getting to that healing process, and that's a constant state of fear, worry, anxiety, etc. Notice I said constant state, because there's nothing wrong with anger, fear, worry, anxiety, when it goes off and as an alarm to let you know that something's wrong, and you take care of it immediately. It gets into a blockage when we ignore it, or you remain in this constant state of one of those. All right, so ways of being. You don't want to stay in that state of fear or worry, anxiety, any of fear's friends. All right, so when we do get upset, we are never upset for the reason we think anyway. We seem to be upset at many things, whether it's a person or people, situations, etc. But the main reason we are upset is that we believe we are separate from everything we perceive. Competition-wise, people get upset, how they get so offended so quickly. Like, you purposely hurt me with that. Separation. The truth, the divine truth And solution, however, is very simple. Everything we have been taught and programmed via mindset that supports separation is wrong. As soon as we separate mind from heart, that sacred heart center, your soul, we become off balance. And this creates not only an open door to disease, but there's a welcome mat thrown down too. Hey, here we go. And then it keeps happening and we don't understand. And some people fall into that victimization. Oh, I'm such a victim. Oh, please stop. Pull the welcome mat up, shut the door, and let's work on ourselves, okay? Turn the light off. The outer light. Turn your inner light on. And let's get to work. Healing equals holistic, whole. This is where holistic came from. Put the W in front of it. Whole. Holistic. Which is the oneness. We have to work on it. You know. And something else I want to address. Something that has some of say, former students, because they're teachers now. They have advanced from students to teachers. And we all, though, really are learning on a daily basis. We're all students and teachers at the same time. It's a beautiful harmony. It's a balance, right? So I've had some questions lately about permissions. Permissions and giving distant healing and in reading sessions. Now I'm going to address the healing part first. In healings, trying to get permission. This is what I almost got kicked out of my Reiki class for, when they were telling me you have to have permission to heal someone. And my guides, I'm telling you, sometimes if I'm not careful, I'm just blurting it all out. So I'm repeating everything I'm hearing, going, oh, that's a load of crap. And everyone turns and looks at me. You know, and I'm like, oops. I was like, no, that's not true. So if I want to send distant healing to someone on the other side of the country, I have to call Australia. I have to find the person and say, hey, can I send you some distant healing? No. That's not how prayers work. Do you have to have permission to send a prayer? No one's ever questioned how a prayer works. We know it works. Prayer is a form of distant healing. It really is. It's the intention. The intention of wholeness and healing being sent to the person. You don't need permission to pray for somebody. You don't need permission to send distant healing. Because if the person doesn't want it, they won't take it. Permissions can be more of a block than anything. Setting that up. The only permission that is needed is the permission for yourself to receive healing. That's the only permission you need to do, is give yourself permission to receive the healing. All right? But never the one sending it. Because it gets sent out on the grid. And if so-and-so doesn't want it, it goes to the next person that wants it and needs it, and it will welcome it. It's never lost. Our prayers are never not heard, or, never unanswered. And, that every prayer, every intention, every healing intention, every distant healing absolutely reaches a destination. If the person doesn't want to give them permission to receive, it'll just go to the next person. Do you understand? It works. And I'll tell you, anything you send to the earth, to the water, to any particular place in nature, they always embrace that. That's always embraced and welcomed. It's just the people. Animals too. Animals take it. Take it. Absolutely. Why? Why are we the only stubborn ones? We are, aren't we? But it is all about the intention, because what drives intention is the compassion. That compassion is such a powerful driver. I really feel for this person. This person needs this healing. They need this. Let's send that. That's very powerful. All right? So, and how many have we done that? How many of us we've sent healing in a certain direction and people are just constantly, thank you, but I'm not receiving it. That's not anyone's fault who's sending it. It's the person receiving it. That's where the blockage and the breakdown is. They have to allow. Everyone, you have to do your part in healing. You have to do your part. No one's going to wave a magic wand and poof, you're instantly better. You have to take responsibility for your mission, for being here and making sure that you are whole, mind, body, and soul. All right? And so if you find yourself stuck in a rut of why am I always sick, or those that do try to play the victim, that tend to want to play that victim role, you have to really ask yourself some powerful questions, and the truth can make you not want to embrace it, but you really have to. We have to be truthful and honest with ourselves. I was truthful and honest when I realized I wasn't doing my part with my healing. I was so busy. I was upset. Even though I knew I married a military man, I was upset that he was out to sea all the time. I blamed him because I never wanted to be a single mother, but I felt like a single mother. This is my anger, my anxiety. Everything I was holding inside of me made me sick. When I addressed and was honest and stopped blaming my poor husband and took responsibility for myself and my own feelings, I started that right on the path of healing. There you go. And it's hard, isn't it? Stop blaming others. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. All right? And it was very beautiful. Everything had to happen the way that it did. And when you stop blaming, I actually started to be grateful, going, you know what? You in this relationship has propelled me to be a better me. Think about that for a moment. Any uncomfortable relationship, and it can be with a partner, it could be with anyone. Think about that. They're there to help you be a better version of you. If you allow it. Do you give permission? All right. So give yourself permission to heal. Keep sending that love and light out. Only permission I do agree with is in readings. I don't give them to anybody. I wait till I'm asked. And then you give your insight. Okay? I won't go on and do these readings publicly for celebrities, for people I don't know. I'm not going to do all that. Why are you doing that? Also knowing that these things can change. You're only seeing one choice that person has, because the person has lots of choices because of free will. So now you're going to get and publicize about this person, and it's just a possibility, one possibility that could happen for them. It's not a probability. And so I find that I'm just not going to talk bad about anyone else in the field that does it, because I'm not going to do it. But please just come on, feel it. Would you like that? I absolutely would not like that done to me. All right? So let's have some consideration for that. Even if they're on a reality TV show where they're exposing their whole, people still like, their whole life, people still like to have privacy. We got to give them that privacy. They've got to honor and respect that. That's why I won't do those type of readings. I have nothing to prove to anyone by doing that. All right? I don't need a spotlight. I just would rather be a lighthouse and keep shining that light out in all directions for everyone else. All right? And I know every one of you watching are the same way. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know we ran over a bit, but thank you for so much. We have sat in Sacred Circle together, and each of us have received a healing during this show. Whether you're sitting in Sacred Circle while you're watching live, or even while you watch this recorded, know that energy is there, the healing energy. And so just remember, say yes. I give myself permission to receive healing. I am whole. I am healed. Put everything in the now. I am. I am is very powerful. Anything you put behind that I am makes it so. All right. So I am grateful for each and every one of you. I am blessed, as each and every one of you are blessed. We are blessed every day. We just need to remember that and to appreciate it, to see it and feel it and experience it on all levels of being. So thank you very much. Be back next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Many blessings, love, and light to each and every one of you. And continue to please shine brightly, because you are making a difference, even if you don't see it yet. You are. So thank you so much, everyone. Namaste.